to the hospital right now helps with giving them options for housing, because I've talked to a couple of travelers, before, and it depends on where they live, but then who wouldn't want to live in an Airbnb? That's the thing.
Right. Now, when you say shortage, from what you're hearing in the inside, what you have a shortage on, what we know for sure nurses. What other people are shorting with the hospitals in Arizona?
A lot of it's going to be mostly the nurses. Overall, there's going to be a shortage with the whole industry in general, because a lot of people don't want to work anymore.
Right.
and the thing is, when you look at it, I was like trying to understand why there is a shortage. And part of it, I don't know if it was having multiple industries now, which people, I've talked to Uber drivers. Some are using it part-time, some have moved full-time. So that's loss of manpower on whatever industry they were. And there's going to be a lot of other smaller things that have it. And, there's going to be a certain population that probably just don't want to work or got burned out.
Yeah, because it's my understanding from speaking to a fellow who specializes in the medical profession, Arizona is top 5 as far as least the shortage, one of the top 5 states in the country as far as the nursing shortage. So I think we're in a great state to really target, the medical hospitals and just let them know, what we have available. Any questions, guys, for Dr. Paul? Because I know a lot of you guys, we've talked about targeting the nurses.
Well, I had a question for you, Flip, on your experience. I saw it on Facebook. I mean, not Facebook. I saw it on the Instagram that you had went into the hospital. I was just curious to know, what was the response that you got? Like, when you initially went and talked to whoever you talked to, like, did they know what direction to point you in, or were they kind of clueless about that?
So let's see. I went to 3 on Saturday. The Phoenix Children's Hospital was pretty interesting, because I walked in, and basically at the front, they always have the welcome staff there. So I just let them know, I'm here to talk to the person in HR, the HR director. And I knew that they weren't going to be there on Saturday, but I'm like, okay, who do I talk to? Do you have a name? A lot of times they just said, call the HR department. But with Phoenix Children's Hospital, they actually have their own separate building in HR. So I was just going to knock on their door next time I'm down in Central Phoenix and see if I could, dress nice and present what we have. But I think it's, we could go to these big sites and services that already have the network of traveling nurses, but I think we'll circumvent that third party and just go direct, or try to go direct through the HR director.
Okay, yeah. My dad worked in HR at University Medical Center for like 20 years. So I kind of asked him, who do I talk to? And he said that the HR department can give you the information to the direct agencies. But the HR department, he said, where he was at, was very willing to, be a resource or help in any kind of way, because they need to, it's their job to staff these hospitals. And if they can't, put anybody in housing, the easier that process is made for them, the better staffed they can be, is what I was told. So, that's what I was kind of just getting at was, if you did talk to HR, did they give you like any agencies? I'm actually going to have him give me a couple of lists of a couple of agencies that his own hospital dealt with.
Nice. And I'm sure they, each hospital handles it maybe a little differently. So like for me, it's a no-brainer just to go into the hospital and try to get, you know, that HR director on our side, and she could refer us to the agency, or maybe they do it themselves. But yeah, like I'm brand new, so I'm just, you know, sharing with what I've done so far. And the first step was simple, easy. You just walk in, they have a lady or guy at the front desk, and hey, I'm here to talk to someone that handles this in HR, and then they'll give you a phone number. They'll tell you where to drive to. So that's been my experience, Jerry.
Oh, okay. Hey, real quick side note, I seen Joey on TV this weekend.
Pardon me?
I said a side note, I saw Joey on TV this weekend.
Oh, yeah. I was, so Elena's not on here, but I was over at Elena's this weekend they had a celebration, but I told I told one of the ladies, I'm like, yeah, my son was on TV. And they're like, oh no, for what? But it was actually the Cardinals football game.
Yeah, I saw him. I was like, oh shit, that's Joe right there. He's like, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, he was excited. A bunch of his friends from high school hit him up. They saw it. They text him, hey, you guys are on TV and stuff, because I guess they have pretty good seats.
Yeah. Because I saw him. The cameras alerted me somebody was at the Airbnb, and I saw him park over there, and I was like, oh, he must be going to the game.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm gonna sit down and watch the game, you know. And I was sitting there watching the game, and sure enough, I was like, for a split second, I'm like, I know that kid. But
That's
then I was
crazy.
like, that's freaking Joey right there. So yeah, it was pretty cool. He got his little two seconds of fame this weekend.
Man, I'm telling you, that kid, he always figures a way to get in front of the camera. One time at the Suns game, he got called. They rigged it though. He got called down to shoot at half court, and he won. He won this trophy. Like I'm like, so amazing. So I was like, that's super cool. So
yeah, no. That was cool.
Anyway, let's bring it back to any questions, guys, about the medical staffing, what's going on, or you know, nurses. I know Sergio, we were talking a little bit about that.
None right now. I mean, I think skipping Furnish Finder is probably the best bet, to be honest. Going straight direct to HR, and you know, just eager to get one started. Really, it'll come though. Yeah.
I mean, we got some exciting stuff in Glendale, so we'll talk on that later. But to let you guys know, Shyla's in Africa. She got her second booking. They're there now in Gilbert for 13 days. So it's pretty cool too, because we did set up the cameras for her. So we get to see, like, it's one young guy that booked it, but he's got some friends coming in. But you know, it's pretty cool when you can tell who's coming in and stuff. So yeah, shout out to Shyla. She made like 13 days. I think she did drop the price a little bit, but 13 days, she made $1,500. So again, when you get your first one, you really just want to get the people in there and get the reviews going.
Yeah.
Frankie, good morning. I see you on there. What's up, Frankie?
Yo, good morning. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good. We need some Halloween costumes. Can you help us?
Yeah, that's the spirit. You got to go to Spirit for that. But I got pumpkins if you want them.
We need some pumpkins to carve up. So I know you're extremely busy. How's your new Airbnb coming?
Good. You know, I just got word today that they're installing new floors this week. So we're just getting a new floor done. I think it's going to be carpet again, which is fine. But they're putting that in the living room. So that's going to get done this week, and then I can put everything back the way it was. And hopefully by next week we can launch. Congrats.
So guys, if you don't know,
Thanks.
that's an arbitrage Frankie did in Gilbert, and there was this pungent smell, and we were like, what the hell is that smell? And finally he had this guy come over and pull up the carpets, and in the pad was pee. So like that pee smell was almost impossible to get out. So he went to them and said, hey, look, you gotta replace this. And so he's getting brand new carpet. That's good. They weren't like giving any resistance on there, Frankie.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that'd be kind of crazy for them to give resistance though. But you know, knock on, I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but knock on wood, the property owner's being super fair about it. It's being cool. So they're replacing it. As soon as we get that taken care of, I just got to throw in a kitchen table and yeah, we're ready to rock. Everything's there.
That's gonna be
Congratulations, Frankie.
dope. And hey, Frankie, can you share? Because I thought that was genius of what you told me when we talked last week on how you got your furniture and utensils and everything for this property.
Yeah, basically, you can if you just network with people on Facebook groups, everybody's selling. There's a lot of people selling their furniture. They're selling whole houses or whole apartments. So you can get a really good deal on everything. And that's what I did. I just went and found something that would match my space, 3 bedrooms. And so I found an apartment that actually was missing, you know, it was a 2-bedroom apartment. So it had everything except for the kitchen table and a king bed, and frame and all that. But I mean, I was able to do that under $3,500.
And talk
Yeah,
about
pretty
not
easy.
only the financial savings, we're all busy, let's face it. The time that you weren't on Amazon, you weren't like at Big Lots or Costco. I mean, you may have to pop into Walmart or whatever, but like that must have saved
Exactly.
you a ton of time.
Yes, that was the thing for me is like, yeah, the equipment, I mean, the furniture is not horrible, but it is used. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not trying to launch this amazing, you know, Airbnb that needs to look a certain way. It's pretty, you know, it's a pretty normal Airbnb. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to go above and beyond here. So
Right.
that was a perfect match for what I was trying to do. But that being said, there are a lot of really, really nice Airbnbs that people are selling their furniture off in and everything that are killer, dude. Like I'm looking at them every single day. So, you know, I'm always looking to buy, like if it's a good deal, I'll pick something up, you know what I mean? But right now I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. I'm just trying to see what's out there, just get a feel for everything and get this one launched, man, this Gilbert one. So
Yeah.
next week is the goal.
One day at a time, You're going to be there before we know it because it's perfect timing too. So thanks for sharing that, Frankie.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Philip, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
How you doing?
Good. No
Good.
questions. I was curious about how yours and Jerry's Glendale property, how that went, the booking. You guys have already listed and booked it, right?
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting. I thought for every single, so there was just a football game, right? So we had the Rams against the Cardinals and shit. Like, aren't all the LA fans in town? So I was a little like, why didn't we get a booking this weekend? So, but through that, what I'm going to be doing this week is actually putting my properties all on. I haven't told Jerry this, but we're going to go on VRBO and we're going to go on this Google service too. So I'm going to put them on multiple platforms because like I was like really dismayed that we didn't get a booking in the algorithm with Airbnb. And I'm like, this didn't like, we need to book this on football games. So having said that, we have a booking for next week's game at $375 per night, which is pretty good income, right? So we just got to get, you know, more consistently.
Okay, that's good. That's good news.
Cliff, did I see that was, oh, sorry, man, sorry to cut you off. What were you gonna say?
Nothing. Go ahead, Jerry.
I was just gonna ask, did I see that we have a minimum on like on game weekends, like you have to book minimum 2 nights, or I thought I saw that.
Yeah,
Is that
that's
how you
what
said
I
that?
did. I was like, yeah, they're in, but we may catch someone on Saturday night that just wants to book Saturday, Sunday. So I got to kind of play around with that and see what the best way, because obviously you wanted to book, I wanted to book it, and we're like, we should have had it booked.
Yeah. I thought that it would have been booked. But again, like it's a new launch. I did see, like I said, there are 4 other Airbnbs within 10 houses of us on either direction. The thing about those other 4 houses, 3 of them have pools. I don't think that's going to be a factor because we're coming into the winter time. So I don't think that's going to be a factor against us. I think we'll be just fine on that. One of them has a jacuzzi. So that one might, it kind of looks, it kind of got a nice little setting with a jacuzzi and stuff. But I noticed that, those 4, like I said, I felt like they kind of overdid it a little bit. But I'll be interested to see what they're charging on game weekend.
Yeah, I looked at theirs, and that's how I evaluated pricing, and we're
you
gonna
saw
do
them,
great.
right? I sent them to you, right? I sent them to you, right?
Yeah, you did. Thank you. So we're gonna do great on that. It's just once the momentum, the traction goes, hey, we got the basketball game down there. I don't know anyone else that has an in-house basketball game. Do you? that
Where's
little
that?
that little shooter.
Oh yeah. Dude, I think honestly, bro, I think that's big. I think that's big. I think that should be like on our first 2 or 3 pictures. You know what I mean? Just because it shows entertainment for the kids and adults can play with.
Entertainment,
You know what I mean?
kids, adults. We got plenty of TVs. The place is gonna do really well for us. But thanks for asking, Philip. Hey, this is gonna blow your mind away, Jerry, and you guys out on the call. Philip started doing cold calling. Tell Jerry and the group, Philip, who you encountered, what his name was.
What do you? I don't recall.
It begins with the C. Remember the property manager? CL. Jerry could tell you if you don't remember.
No,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jerry. Who's the dude that we work with?
Where?
On Glendale.
Flip, you're talking about me. I
he ran into
encountered a
Claudio. He
Claudio.
ran into
Oh
Claudio.
shit! I'm sorry, Philip. I got you
Okay.
mixed up with Sammy. Sammy, go ahead.
Johnny, you ran into Claudio?
Yeah, I ran into Claudio, and then
Oh,
he
you
was
brought it
really
back.
really open and receptive about it. So I was like, hell yeah, that's what's up. And then I was telling Flip about it on our one-on-one, and he's like, wait a second, you're
I'm
not
like,
talking about the same guy, are you?
there can't be 2 Claudios.
Yeah,
Bro,
so
yeah,
no,
talk to
he
that
was
guy,
pretty
man. Talk to
cool.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, he's hella cool.
good
He's
shit.
real cool. He's real cool, man. Talk to him, man. Stay in touch with him, man. Like, he manages over 600 doors, man. You know what I mean? So, I would imagine as long as you're in the right spot, if you got the capital to take it down and get it done, man, do it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's plenty out here for all of us. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
bro,
no, we're gonna meet up with him.
World,
Yeah, we're gonna meet up with him sometime this week. He had some things come up. We were trying to get with him actually yesterday, but he had to cancel. So we're gonna meet with him this week and kind of just talk and see what he has available. So hopefully
That's
he has
what's up,
something
man.
good for our first one.
That's a small world, and I'm like, there can't be 2. Like, there's Claudia's girls, but like, I didn't know. That's the first Claudio that I've ever met. That name. So.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It is Arizona. It is Arizona. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of Claudios out here. But I mean, if you talk to that one, I would encourage you, man, make sure you just stay in touch with him, and he's all for what we're doing. You know what I mean? So he's gonna go to bat for you with the homeowner and say, hey, man, like I think they're gonna take care of this house better than if we rent it to a regular person. And his word goes a long way.
Yeah, yep. Nope, I'm excited to meet up with him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
man, that's awesome, man.
Such a small world, man. Any questions? Because I got a story after this, but any other questions right now you guys want to go over?
Quick question, Flip.
Yes.
On positioning your properties, as we were talking about catering to hospitals. I know there's a gazillion hospitals here in AZ, but if you're going to be looking for properties with that in mind as a target, because like when you're looking for tourist attractions, that's going to be a different target. How far of a mile radius do you consider if that's going to be your primary target?
It's a great question. So it's fascinating because Phoenix is such a large city, but it's like there's hospitals all over. But I was just in central Phoenix, and I have like 3 properties like Glendale, Phoenix, down that way within like 10 miles, 12 miles of different hospitals. So I would, 15 miles would be ideal, 15 and under, I'd say. And, the closer, the better. But man, there's I don't know how many hospitals, Paul, but what do you work for a big hospital?
Yeah, I work for Valleywise.
Valleywise, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is the burn center used to be Maricopa. So I'm actually going to be operating later. I'm going to ask the travel nurses about who's providing housing, how do they find what location.
Let us
so that
know.
we
Will you
can-
let us know next
Yeah.
week on our call?
Yeah, I'll share it to the group what I find out. So we can try to get into their brains on how all these travelers choose, because I think probably close to 30-40% of our staff are travelers, or even more. I don't know.
That high? That's a very large number.
Yeah,
Do
and
you think that it matters where they come from? Because somebody from California, they'll drive an hour and a half to get to work, sometimes 2 hours. But somebody from, say, Wyoming, they want to be at work in 5 minutes. What's the happy medium distance, do you think? Like,
Yeah, I mean, for
somebody with
me,
travel?
I would say you
10
can't
miles?
lose, even if you have 30 minutes. I'd say go talk to someone, just let them know, that, hey, we do have a place out this way. That's what I'm gonna do on that Surprise one too. There's like 3 hospitals right in that area of Surprise. Like I was like,
Oh
so
yeah, and hospice facilities.
yes, yeah. So it's not only the traveling nurses. So say that the family comes out to Mayo Clinic, and they need to stay with their loved ones, but they need this, for cancer treatment centers or whatever, they need to come back and forth. So now they need a nice place to stay close to the hospital where it's all taken care of. It may be just the wife or a spouse that needs a place close to the hospital so she could go see her husband or wife every day when they're going through their treatment.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah. Phoenix is there's a lot of resources here medically, man. So, a lot of people travel here to get
Dr.
better.
Paul,
Hey, guys.
was there anything else that you were going to mention as far as talking? I think those are great questions to ask the nurses. Was there anything else you're going to ask
nope.
them?
I'll just inquire on how the process is, because
Yep.
it's a constant change.
Okay.
And then, who's arranging what, it's like, is this going through the company? Is the hospitals involved? Because the question is like, if the hospital is not even involved, you going through HR is not even going to be helpful in some hospitals.
True.
So we want to try to, not waste our time and resources, just to focus on how do we get our foot in the door to get as much as we can.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And do it in a time effective manner. Because again,
Yeah.
we don't want to waste any time. We want to go direct to the resource so we could just let them know what we do.
Mhm.
Frankie, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I got to jump off the Zoom. I'm actually going to a creative potential vacation property deal right now. So wish me luck, guys.
Awesome. Hey, by the way, I'm going to be on
Yeah.
Max and Ryan's show tonight at 7 on YouTube.
Okay, cool, man. Just send me a link. Peace
Okay.
out, y'all.
All right. Have a good one, Frankie.
Hey, Flip, if you want to send me the link, I can post it to the school website.
Okay. Will do. Yeah, so with Max, I don't know if you guys, most of you guys probably know Max Menace. He was understudy for Steve Train, then he was partners. Now him and Ryan are doing their own thing, but every Tuesday they have a show on YouTube and Facebook called Club Collab. So it's just gonna be a lot of question and answers if you guys want to pop on there.
Oh, it's on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, and I'll post it on my Instagram. It's on Facebook, and he said YouTube Live. So I've never done a YouTube Live, but you can access it either
What's
way.
his channel? What's his channel name?
I'll find out, and I'll post it on my Instagram.
Okay.
And then Sammy will post it in school
right
too.
on.
So.
Right on.
Um,
So I did have one more question, Flip. Because when it comes to like the algorithm and all that, right? When you're doing your scheduling of the bookings, you said that in the beginning, whatever you put, that's basically across the board. Like if you say I want 150 a night, it's gonna put 150 a night for weekends, weekdays, and all that.
so
Is that
yeah,
how that works?
there's a couple different ways you could price it. So you have, I mean, Airbnb's really changed up. So I could break it down to a monthly price. I could break it down to, say we want 150 during the weekdays and we want 200 on the weekends. So you could set that up. But if you want to
Okay.
price out special events, you manually
Yeah.
have to go in there. So I'm not on
Yeah.
Instabook, because the problem you have with Instabook is you may have not remembered December 5th is a college bowl game. We need to mark prices up based on the people coming in town. So, that's the issue with Instabook. You may get stuck honoring a 150 booking when you're like, shit, I could get $400 a night. So you just got to watch that, especially when you're first putting your link in there, and just make sure your prices are correct for January, February.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Because for the Glendale property, we have, like I said, man, we have the Super Bowl, but we also are going to have a college bowl game.
Yes, and that's one thing I know your VA was going to get us. So if she could give me those dates, I'm going to go in or Kayla and do that.
Yeah, I actually just got her all set up yesterday, so she's actually gonna she just started getting active. By tomorrow, we have a Zoom call this afternoon, just map out what I need her to do. So that'll be one of her tasks, along with taking care of some other stuff for me. So yeah, that's gonna be probably her first task, is to get that list to us.
Sweet. Anyone have questions, comments? Sergio's quiet over there today.
Yeah, it's pretty busy. My kids are loud in the background, so I have it muted. They're on fall break.
Sergio, what happened with that house you were looking at?
What about that? That's a great question, Jerry. Good follow-up. I don't know if Sergio or Philip want to talk about. Sergio, you probably want to talk about that Glendale deal?
Yeah, I just messaged Philip about it. The guy that has the house, he wasn't available this weekend, so I told Philip we're going to try to see if we can maybe look at it this weekend. Philip just said he's about 15 minutes away from there, so I'm about an hour. I mean, if I could set something up where Philip just goes there and we FaceTime and we kind of like do it like that instead, But this week and next week is a good time because my kids are on fall break, so it's not me like. My wife works.
Nice. So you'll get a little break in your time schedule. So I would highly recommend you actually physically drive out there. I know if it's on Saturday, it probably won't be too bad driving as far as traffic. So it's just good for you both to, even he could FaceTime. It's really, your preference, but I would, say just make the drive on the first one.
Yeah, you're right. I'm probably going to set something up this weekend for sure. I coach flag football too, so it might be like in the afternoon or something, but we'll see. I'll let Philip know.
Yeah, let me know, man. I'm close. If I need to meet with the owner, or check out the property, the pictures are beautiful. I think the backyard is set up already perfect for.
Yeah,
And that's direct to the owner, which is different than we had with Claudio. So that'll be great to hear how that conversation goes. And one of the things that we did talk about, guys, was the fact that it's 3,500 a month? So it's a more expensive
33.
33. So, you know, that's
another
the
problem?
big thing. You got to make sure you can cover that.
That-
Go.
Oh,
That's an arbitrage?
yeah, it is. Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, I thought you were you were looking at buying or purchasing a property in Mesa or somewhere else.
You know, that was another deal that fell through. I was gonna do a novation deal on it, and and then she went to California and talked to her son, and then her son's like, I got someone else that you can use. And all of a sudden she came back and ghosted me for like 3 days and finally responded like Thursday. And she's like, I'm going to go with someone else. I'm like,
yeah.
It's cool. I mean,
You're staying after it. It's just what counts.
listen, the momentum Sergio is getting right now, though, because he's looking at a lot of deals just like you and I did in the beginning, Jerry. So
Yeah,
he's gonna, I'm pretty good feel that you're gonna get something soon, Sergio.
yeah. And Sammy also sent me a message too. And he said he might be ready, mid-October. So he's got another good looking house that we could possibly JV on. So things are rolling.
Sammy's got one. Hey, Sammy,
What's up?
is it a tree house?
No, it was from the list that we compiled there. So I sent some over to Sergio and he kind of looked at it, thought it looked good. So
Sweet.
Yeah, and you know what?
just keeping that one on the back burner in case.
And
Oh,
real
go ahead.
quick, what Frankie did, because I know I was talking to Philip and my budget to furnish was a little bit high, and then he told me what Frankie did. I'm like, man. So Philip, I mean, and Sammy, our budget to furnish, we might just need to find something like what Frankie did and be good with it. You know,
That's what I'm saying. Just for your first one, you don't have to. And that's the mistake I made. I was like spending. It was still wholesale, but like I could have got better deals, right? So I feel like the time I invested too, it was a lot of time going to all these places. And so like there's always little tricks and things like we're finding out, like with Frankie, that was awesome. So now the group knows about it.
Yeah, that's a ninja move. That's a ninja move to go source another Airbnb or somebody that's selling. Somebody could be, hey, I gotta leave town, you know, I'm selling everything. And the Facebook marketplace is where
Sergio, I was just gonna say between
yeah. Go ahead, Sammy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Jerry.
Hey, hey, check this out. I just noticed, Dr. Paul, we got to get you a hat. Everyone has hats today.
Get the Eagles one.
I know.
They probably wouldn't let you work with the hat. I don't know.
Yeah, no, not right now.
Yeah.
Sammy, did you have something?
Oh yeah, I was just saying to Sergio, between your wife and my girlfriend Jenny, I think they could probably, you know, find some good quality furniture for good prices. I mean, you know, my girlfriend, she likes to do those she likes to go on Instagram and do, you know, look for deals and Facebook Market and all that, and you know, she definitely finds some good deals. So
and they could sit there for hours looking at that stuff. For me, I can't do that. But like when it comes to girls, women, they like to do it. So hats off, bro. Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah. What would you guys, I'm gonna have the question, what would like you guys be comfortable with, say like a 3-bedroom house that you went and bought, right? The whole entire package. I mean, it's more for a mid-level Airbnb, something just a nice decent stay. Like, what are you guys comfortable spending? I mean, obviously, we all want to spend the least amount, but like, what makes you feel like, hey, I got a deal if you could furnish a 3-bedroom house? You know, for what amount, like realistically?
Like, are you speaking the total cost to furnish? Like what would
I'm
be,
thinking like what, I'm
Yeah,
thinking like
just-
what, like what in your mind, like if you could think of like, what's a good price where it's fair, right? But you also feel like you got a deal and it's some decent furniture, like.
Yeah,
what would you be willing to, like,
we'll just go
you said
around.
less than 3,500, right?
Well,
So-
okay, so what's your number, Jerry? Let's just go around the group. Go ahead,
My
just one
number,
number.
my number, the furniture, that first 3-bedroom house, I mean, I would say probably, $4,000, if I could keep it under $4,000.
Okay,
And
Sergio,
be done.
Sergio?
Man, I was thinking 7, but I mean, that's, if we're looking at a 3-bed, but maybe I'm overestimating. I mean, so
Okay, how about you, Dr. Paul?
you're muted, bud.
Is he
Oh,
you muted?
$6,000.
$6,000, okay, Sammy?
I was gonna say about 6 grand as well. I think that would be a good
Yep,
number.
yep, Philip?
I say about 4 or 5 grand.
Yep, yep, I think we're all on the same
Yeah.
page, so, realistically, $5,000 plus or minus like 10%, 15%, I think you're right there.
Yeah.
The
reason I ask is because it's very easy to get in a situation like that and then not know if you're comfortable with the deal and then hesitate and then miss out, you know what I mean?
It's good
So
to know
like,
that number, it's good to know that
Mhm.
number. Yeah,
but to hear everybody else's opinion, it helps me get more comfortable with my number. Or hey, maybe I could push a couple, maybe 500 more, 1,000 more. So I'm at 4. The top out is at 7. Like if I spent 4,500 to 5,000 and my house was totally furnished with linens and dishes and everything, then I think that I'm a happy camper, right? Because I'm still always trying to think about that capital and that investment fund that we're talking about, Flip. So I'm always thinking like, okay, so now I'm looking like, okay, it's 25 grand, 5 of it's for furniture, and then
yeah,
trying to
and I would
itemize
say
it.
this, Jerry, if you're raising 25,000, always think higher. Like in your brain, no, it's like 5, but maybe think 75. Like think a little
Yeah.
extra slush fund to have in there, so
Yeah.
you're not, get squeezing it that tight. I'd say add
That's a
a
good
couple
point.
extra thousand.
That's a great point because I can get myself in trouble that way a lot. Like I'm getting very, very tight to the number.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, if I spend $1, it's over.
And here's one of the benefits of arbitrage though, guys. So as an equity owner, I've had to put, refrigerators in there, which are pricey to get the new ones. I had to put washer dryer. We had to put washer and dryer. I already had one for Glendale, but most of the time when you're arbitraging, that's not an expense. So that's not going to be an extra, $3,000 you guys need to do. But if you own it, you're going to have to go buy the refrigerator, buy the washer dryer. So just starting, you got to look at those numbers.
Yeah, so the arbitrage number is different than the acquisition number.
Yep, different than an equity position there.
Mhm.
So does that make sense to everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So hopefully you guys spread the good word this weekend on what you guys do. So that's one of the big things on the one-on-ones that we work with, the elevator speech. Sammy, we're going to be going over that today in our one-on-one. So hopefully you got it memorized. And, I was at Elena's house. She invited me over. She's not here today. She's in trouble. She lives right down. I don't know what happened to her. She's probably working. But anyway, they had a family event. They invited me for, wine and some good food over there. And come to find out, her husband's brother, he's a captain of Southwest Airlines. The dude has 6 Airbnbs already. Like he is, he's a full-time pilot, but yet he found the time to. So again, just when you're out there, that conversation, just let them know what you guys do. I think is important because his brother, Gil, who I met through the gym, he never told me that his brother did 6 or 7 Airbnbs, and Elena's trying to get into it. So it was just funny as hell. And his dad does real estate too back in Jersey. So It was like, Elena wants to get one,
Wow.
let her get an Airbnb. So, you know, and then he's asking me, her husband, I'm like, talk to your brother. Don't talk to me about it. Ask your brother the value of Airbnbs because he's crushing it. He's got one in Flagstaff too right now. So again,
Yeah.
you know, I know Philip, you had a weekend where you went to, you know, a social function. You told people what you were doing. I don't know if you other guys are doing it, but I mean, it's just that energy. And then all of a sudden they may know someone that, you know, is going to rent their place. Oh, we could sublease. Oh, what's arbitrage? And then you break it down for them.
A lot of people are curious, you know, they don't know this little niche, and if they could see a way where an opportunity for them to make money, their ears perk.
Yeah, Morgan, she sent me this girl on TikTok. She's in Arizona. She must be like 22 or 20. I haven't watched it yet, but I heard she has like a ton of arbitrage properties. And she's 20 some years old. What's that?
Did you see on the news the regulations that they say are coming out January for short-term rental?
I don't watch the news. No.
Okay, so
It was at Sports Center?
No. They apparently there's a regulation coming out in January where for short-term rentals, you are going to have to, I think the two pieces of criteria in order to keep it, this is a Doug Ducey deal. One is you have to notify your neighbors what you're doing. So all neighbors have to know that it's a short-term rental, immediate neighbors. And then the other criteria was, I think is like, you have to have some sort of emergency, some sort of
Yeah.
emergency plan. or something
Hey,
with the
Jared,
police or something.
can you get that for us? And then we're gonna post it in the school so everyone can read up on it.
Yeah, I'll try to find it online. I saw it on the TV, but I'll try to find it online.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
we're gonna end our call here shortly, but I just wanted to thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I heard about it through a friend, but I think, you know, that's very subjective. You're gonna make me tell my neighbors, like, okay, what kind of proof that do you need that I told them or didn't tell them? Like, how are you gonna, like, that sounds like a BS like rule, like, yeah, I'm gonna go knock on their door and tell every neighbor. No, neighbors don't talk anymore. I've been in this house for years. I don't even know some of the neighbors. Like, that's not like, I don't know how they're gonna enforce that. So I think, you know, we're in a great state for short term. There's a lot of news in the media about Scottsdale, of course, and Anthony's not on this call, but he's already got his 2 places booked in Scottsdale, and he's making a lot of money for those places. So, you know, we're always going to hear good and the bad, but I think the media really blows everything out of proportion, of course, and there's a reason they do it too, because it's called fear, right? It's about making everyone fear what they don't know, and present the facts, but like, I think we'll be fine, but if you could find that, that'd be great, Jerry.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Any other questions, guys, before we wrap it up here? Sergio?
No, I don't have anything. Jerry, real quick, I did reach out to your that lender guy. Really cool dude. Kind of like broke it down on what I should be doing with my Turo business, and how I got my 2 cars and I can kind of get rid of those as far as the debt to income when I want to buy a house. So really cool dude, and I appreciate you recommending that guy.
Oh, good, man. Well, I'm glad it worked out. So,
And that's
what to send him more business.
That's what the community is about, guys. If we could share our resources and help each other grow, I think that's awesome. Anything else, Dr. Paul?
No, I'll keep you guys posted on our call next week on what I find out when I start talking to them this afternoon.
That sounds awesome. Sammy?
Nope, I don't have any questions.
All right, I'll see you at 3:30, right, Sammy?
Yep.
All right, Philip, anything else?
No, sir.
Awesome. Jerry, you got anything before we wrap it up here?
That's it, man. Everybody have a good week, man. I look forward to, hearing somebody's success story next week. And hopefully, somebody gets something good in the
Yeah,
pipeline.
hey, great call today, guys. If you guys know anyone that wants to join PIA, just let them know. I gotta get that affiliate link so you guys, if I send it to you, you guys get a commission. I don't know how it works. I'm gonna meet with Steve Trang's guy and figure out how the affiliate link works, and then we're gonna be doing some search engine optimization to market the course, because I haven't been doing much with it because it was on Instagram, and like I got busy on other stuff, but we got a good thing going. So if you guys want to share it, that'd be awesome.
All right, sure.
Sure.
Sweet.
Right on.
All right, guys, have a good week. Sergi, I'll see you at 1:30.
Sounds good.
All right.
Everybody have a good week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Nice.
Bye.